Hello, and welcome back to Tandy on yet another retro channel. So, to update you on progress since the last video, and it's only been a couple of days, so don't expect miracles here. As I said, I wasn't. I failed to record the washing and preparation of the cocoa that we're working on. However, this is the end result. It's been washed. The top has been retrobrited to get rid of the slight yellowing on this side. I put it in for about 2 hours because it was kind of overcast that day, and it did a pretty good job. The badge has been restored. The keyboard, you saw us rebuild that. The motherboard is not in here at the moment. This is just the case. But I wanted to show also the second cocoa, the one that we are going to be doing a cleaning and retrobriting video for. So I thought it would be a good comparison to sit them side by side, and you can see how bad off this one actually is. If I set this one down to the side now, I've actually already removed the badge from this, and I've removed the motherboard and got everything ready, and it will be going for a cleaning at the first cleaning and retrobriting at the first opportunity. Now, the reason it hasn't been done already is that the weather hasn't been cooperating very well. The last couple of days here, it's been cloudy, overcast, and raining, so I haven't had the opportunity to do this job. But as soon as the weather breaks, and I think it might have broken, tomorrow might be a good day. So I will make every effort to get this washed up and get it into some retro bright. The keys have also discolored, so we will be attempting retro bright on them. As I said, darker keys like brown keys like the Commodore 64, they don't handle retrobrighting well, but since these keys are light in color, I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. Now, these may be the wrong kind of plastic, so retrobrighting may not do anything to them, but we'll see. So that's where we are on the cases. Oh, and I also will be showing the process of washing the motherboard from that second cocoa. Now, back to our main cocoa. Where are we? I have, as I said, removed the RF modulator from this board and stripped out its guts. Its guts are right here. They've been slightly modified. I put a right angle pin header on where the pins connect, and I put a socket header here so that I can reattach this at will and it will function. So to ground it. But I have been working on the UVD. This is the UVD, and it also has been janked together. It's pretty cringy, but it does do the job. So to use that, we plug in the old RF modulator, and then we have all these little clip leads that we will attach to various points on the board. Now, the reason I've done this is because I am planning something more elaborate for this board. But it's going to take me a little time. What I want to do is build a version of the UVD that incorporates the MC 1372P encoder chip. And I want to do it so that it fits inside the can of the RF modulator. But I don't think that's going to work. So what I'm going to end up doing is fitting a version of the UVD similar to the way I have this one fitted, this board fitted here, plugging into headers. But to do that, I am going to have to design a new circuit board. And I've never done that before. So my first task, of course, is to learn KiCad so that I can actually do it and render it to eventually Gerber files so that I can send it off to have them printed up. Okay, the first thing to do is replace the CPU because that's the easiest. So with the machine powered down, we just, and it's very convenient that almost everything on this board is socketed, including the CPU and the RAM. So we just pop the old CPU, and this thing is really in that socket good. Okay. Take a look here. Yeah, that's still good. And here is our 6309 EP, 63C09 EP. So we just give the socket a little bit of deoxit to help clear away some of that oxidation. Stuff goes everywhere. Make sure we match the notch in the socket to the notch on the chip. Yep, we need to form this. Get the legs aligned better. Have a little chip former, lead former. And then line it up and carefully insert it into the socket. And I don't think we bent any pins, so let's take a look here. Make sure we boot. And we do. So we've successfully installed the 6309. The next thing we're going to do is deal with the RAM. Now I'm going to go offline for a minute. I need to test some 4164s and make sure they're good before we do this. Okay, now the second thing we're going to do, like I said, is install 64K of RAM. And this is a two-step process. It's actually much simpler than it is on earlier Cocos. We need to solder a little bridge across W1 pair of jumper pads, which sit right here between U7, which is the MC6822, and U25, which is 74LS Logic, I believe. They're right here, and it's labeled W1. So the first thing we're going to do is add a little solder to the pads. And then I'm going to take a little piece of a component lead that I save. I save a bunch of these. And we're going to solder it across those two pads. And then trim away the excess. There we go. Give it a little inspection, make sure it's good. Just to be on the safe side, I am going to check it with the multimeter in continuity mode just to make sure that we did get the connection right. Yep, we're good. Okay. And the second step is simply to replace the chips. Now, as I said, I got it dug into my stores and pulled out. I thought I pulled out 8. Huh. I'm missing one. Gotta go grab another one, I guess. But we simply pull out the existing chips. Now, I'm not going to mix these in with my 4116s because, again, they're not the same thing. They are good chips, and I'm not going to get rid of them. May find the need for them at some point. And to make life easier, I'll go ahead and form these. I tested these using my Commodore 64 ZIF machine. It's a quick and dirty test. They should work. Again, always be careful to line up the notch. Oh, a little deoxit first. All right, again, make sure you line up the notches correctly. Slide them into place. Okay, now, quick test. Oh, right. I disconnected the power from the UVD because the wire was in the way of bridging the little solder pads. Try it again. Ooh, not good. Okay, what did I do wrong? Okay. Do you remember how a little while ago, as I was putting in the chips, I said, make sure to get the notch facing the right direction? You also remember how your boy here is a bit of an idiot when it comes to making stupid mistakes? Yeah, guess what I did? But no harm done. Voila. Now, to make certain, I am going to go ahead and run the memory checker. To do that, though, I need the keyboard. Now, this is also the first time I've tried the keyboard since cleaning it, so hopefully it'll work. cartridge. Oh, I had it a minute ago. Oh, there it is. Okay. I have the Coco Diagnostics cartridge. Nowhere near as thorough as the Commodore version, but it does have some useful functionality. So, boot up. Well, the addressing test finally passed. That took forever. So we'll run the data test and see if that eventually passes. Okay, so that finally passed. So the memory is good. That's great news. I'm actually going to go ahead while we're here and do the keyboard test and make sure I got this all right. Okay, that's as much as I can test of that. So the keyboard's good. Check the ROMs while we're here. Basic ROM. And expansion ROM. Okay. Oh, that's great. So the last thing I was planning on doing today was to install the little Bluetooth module on the cassette port. But I think since we've gone a little long, I will hold that till next time. So next time we should have the installation of the Bluetooth module and hopefully at least a prototype of my new video board. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm also planning on building a little adapter to go underneath the 6847 video chip to bring out the signals that would be necessary to connect this Coco 2 to an RGB to HDMI. So I'll hopefully have a prototype of that as well for next time. And that'll do it for today. So if you enjoyed the video, I know it's a little disjointed and I obviously made my mistakes as usual, but go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That helps me out, helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you'd like to be informed when I post a new video, just click the little notification bell and you'll get a notification when a video comes out. Leave a comment below. As I always say, I love getting the comments from you guys. Love interacting with you. I appreciate the compliments. I appreciate the criticisms and the and I appreciate you letting me know where I went wrong. That's how I learn. That's how everybody learns, by making mistakes. Share the video out to your social media groups. As many people as can see it as possible. It's great. It gets more views and helps the channel out. And I appreciate all you guys watching, particularly my patrons. Their names are flashing up on the screen right now. If you would like to become a patron, the link is in the description below. And don't forget, there is the contest to share the screen with me on the next live event at the end of October. If you want to join into that, all you need to do is be a patron by October 1st. On October 1st, I will draw the name from the list of patrons. You can join at the $1 level. That's more than enough to get you into the contest. Like I said the last time, Once I draw the name, I'll get in touch with the person who wins, and we will do a test run and make sure everything will work. And then you'll get to join me on screen and help me uh, guide me and coach me in repairing a Commodore 64 at the end of October. So that'll be it for today. Everybody have a great week. Be safe and be well, and come back for the next one, and we'll get a little further on with this color computer. Until then, bye.